I wish to show you a new enhancement. So now we're looking at the tab called the Learning Map. As you can see, the Learning Map is the big picture of your whole grouping or classroom's performance. So you can delve deeper by choosing an activity or looking at a student from the sidebar. So we got it. Let's take a look now. So students on average are doing at an expert level of 71% in MLA formatting awareness. They're not doing quite as well at reading actively. No one has started tone. People are doing very well, although it is only currently one student at the master level of word choice. 2 students have started literacies and self as a writer and have done poorly on that. And now we have competency among 2 students in context of writing. So this can tell you quite a bit about the content in your course. This can tell you not so much necessarily about the student, but oftentimes about the material. Perhaps this is material that is too advanced or not appropriate to this assignment. And this isn't something that you can change, but this does create an opportunity for a dialogue between you and your program director. If you were to identify that all students, once completed, had done very poorly in literacies and self as a writer. Perhaps the questions are inappropriate to the content that is provided. Perhaps it is not giving them a full enough opportunity to answer questions. So there's some opportunity for you to create a dialogue, start the conversation with your program director, and bring to their attention some of the challenges your class is seeing. You also have the opportunity to click on the students as they are, individual students, and you get to see their particular learning maps. So now this is a really neat thing. This is actually letting me look at 2 things. I get to look at the grouping, so I'm looking at the student named Erica, and I'm looking at her as compared to the class. So let's hover on that. See how it says student level? And then it says grouping level. So the grouping is our classroom. In this case, it happens to be 5 students. So I can see her at the master level of 97%, and I see the overall class at the expert level of 71%. I see competency. It happens to be the same level, so that indicates to me it probably is that only one student has completed this work. Then we come to word choice. We see a very similar situation. Literacies and self as a writer. Okay, so as a grouping, the class has not done well. But this particular student has done very well. So she's done expert level. So that kind of does indicate some things to you. Maybe in a previous section I was talking about maybe the content not being matched to the questions, or maybe you say the students that have actually touched this are struggling. And that once again guides you as the instructor to go back and communicate with those students that are struggling, because obviously a student can succeed at this, so perhaps they just need some extra effort and extra remediation that you can offer as an instructor. Okay, so that's really interesting to see. You'll see that as you click through other students. So this is a student that we know hasn't even started. So she has not even started any of this material, and yet you can still see where the grouping lies as a whole. So remember the student versus the grouping or class. So let's go to one student, and this is a student as she is compared to the class. So again, we have a student level, she's at beginner, where the whole grouping is at expert level. We have a student that hasn't even started content, where the rest of the class is at mastery. So it's hard to click into it whenever there is no information showing. If they haven't started, you can't see anything, but if they have, you will see where they lie. Okay, so that is the learning map. It's a little different, lets you see things in a little bit of a deeper and different way, and a real quick way that you can compare one student to the overall class. Hope that helps.